Hi, my name is Rodney Conner from the Tech Spot vCast. I was recently given an opportunity to do a review on one of AT&T's newest great products, the LG G Flex. This thing is just cool. I don't know of a better way to describe it. And when I started looking up some of the information to understand the phone that I was looking at, since if you watch the show, you know that, well, I'm an Apple guy. So this was already going to be something different. However, I was impressed. Some of the list of things that just knocked me off was the 6-inch HD screen made by, it's behind an OLED screen. That's the organic LED. That's the new stuff. It's supposed to not use much battery, but it's still really good looking. It's backed behind a 2.4 gigahertz quad-core processor that's just blazing fast. The camera on this thing, 13 megapixel HD camera on the back side of it. Phenomenal. I was just blown away when I read through some of this stuff. A feature that's on here called Quick Theater, when you tilt the screen side to side, was really convenient for being able to watch movies and go through your videos and pictures. It's got the battery life I mentioned, 3,500 milliamp hour battery. It took me almost a week for just doing some general touch and go use to blow this battery out finally. A week! It also has built-in NFC. It's got the ability to, if you have it signed up, I could not test, but because of a issue with my SIM card that I had that was given to me in the phone. But NFC, you can store credit card information into it. And when it comes time to pay at certain retailers, stick your phone on the machine and you paid. You're done. And of course, it's got picture-in-picture dual screens. One on each side. You can do multitasking is a great example. On the pros of my observations, it's super blazing fast. It's hard to slow this thing down. It's got great signal. I took my iPhone 5S and this around and compared but they both have 4G LTE, and if it wasn't equal, it was sometimes actually better than the iPhone by a signal bar or two. It's got a cool design. Who else has a curved screen? It's actually a curved phone, not just a curved screen. The screen size itself, quite large. It was good for viewing movies, was the biggest thing I found. It's also just a great phone with additional features that other Android phones don't have. To summarize some of the things that I had tested out just to get a good feel for the phone and its functionality, I first just went out and took some pictures. And I found that, first off, I noticed that it had a selection of several settings of different scenery, similar to a professional style camera. Example is sports. I ended up finding that after I was taking pictures under a just normal setting, and fast-moving things like my children were not catching very well. It still had a little bit of motion blur. I switched it to sports mode, and it still had somewhat blur. So that was one of my small things I noticed. It was still really high quality. However, it has a little harder time picking up some of the motion. Did a video, and I was really impressed with the dual screen. Don't be impressed with my horrible video that I did make, and we'll show you. I guess I was too busy paying attention to my little spot because I was showing me and showing the ground. I was meaning to do a quick tour, but it didn't work so well. So it was actually good video quality, poor workmanship as far as the production of the video. It was actually quite well. Another thing I did go around and look at a little bit was just general features, how it worked. Apps, for example. I found a really neat ability of an app, really. Found the app in there to basically control my television and TV box and such. It's actually an infrared sensor in the phone, not just a Wi-Fi link. It's actually an infrared. That was really neat, actually, because, when you're sitting there watching TV in the living room, you're probably always going to have this in your hand, but one of the kids stole the remote. Man, I got it. Hey, you could mute the TV right here in your hand. On the cons side of the list, even though I said in the pros it has got a big screen, it is also awkward to hold sometimes, especially with people that have smaller hands. Me, for example, not bad, not hard to do. Someone with smaller hands, I can see this being an issue. The buttons on the back, for me, it's kind of hard to find sometimes or to tell whether or not I'm on the center or one of the volume buttons. And lastly, the back is so darn slick that I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. And since it's not my phone, I don't want to drop it. That is my review, all in all, for the LG G Flex. Cool phone. I think I would buy it. My name is Rodney Conner from the TechSpot vCast. Check us out.